Hey guys, so I wanted to come and talk to you guys really quick about why I chose to birth at home and the events that led to this decision. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Disclaimer, these are my personal choices, personal beliefs, and personal opinions. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned at the end of the video because I put some pictures there. Bye. So one of the reasons that I chose to birth at home is that I had a horrible experience with my doctor. Now, mind you, this is the same Black doctor that I had with my son, but I never had any issues out of him until my daughter, I was pregnant with her. And he told me that I had a disease that I know that I did not have. He recommended a treatment plan to me in which I refused because I know my body. I even asked to be retested. He refused. And basically, I know my rights. And so I challenged him on the things that he was suggesting. I challenged him on his reasoning. And he told me that I was being non-compliant. I wasn't disrespectful. I wasn't boisterous. I was not making a scene. I was telling him that I wanted to advocate for myself and I wanted to refuse his recommendation because that's all it is. And he kicked me. He told me I was being non-compliant. He kicked me out of the office and told me that I could come back another day. I said, don't worry about it. I'm coming back no day. Because he was very condescending. Right after I got kicked out of my doctor's office and he told me to leave, I immediately got in my car and I called my support person because I had hired a support person. And I called my husband and I told them I don't trust this man. If I can't make decisions for myself while pregnant, if I can't say, you know what, I'm not understanding this, and you kick me out of the office, I don't trust you to deliver my child. And mind you, he did not deliver my son. He was not there. Someone else did. But anyway, I don't trust him to deliver my baby. I don't want my support person arguing with him the whole time. I don't want to be arguing with him the whole time. I don't want my husband upset. I want to birth in peace. And I did not want to have an induction. I did not want to be forced to have an induction because that's what he was trying to do. Because if you don't, most guys know that inductions typically lead to a cascade of interventions. I wanted in the hospital for my interventions to be as minimal as possible as I did with my son. And I knew that I was not going to have that with this doctor. And so I was like, well, we'll just do this. I'll do this solo. And I'd already had 2 children. I was not like, I don't know how this will be. You know what I mean? And so that was reason number 1. My terrible, horrible doctor's experience pretty much triggered it all. My doctor then ended up calling me when I was very close to giving birth and asking me to come in. Hey, schedule your induction. You can come in. We'll give you an ultrasound. You really, really need an ultrasound, which I really, really didn't though. But anyway, you really, really need an ultrasound and things like that. And I was like, you know what? No, because it's really funny that you're calling me right at this point. But you weren't worried about the health of my baby when I was at the office. I did not want to birth in a hospital setting. Hospitals are for sick people. They are for hurt people. In my personal opinion, they are not a place for low-risk birthing mothers. And I knew that with my second child, which is why I birthed at home for so long. I birthed at home with him for a very long time. But what I do want to say about that is that as soon as I got in the car, my contractions got a lot more painful. And that is because your body does not feel as if it's in a safe environment. I got to the hospital, my labor stalled, and when I had contractions, it was super painful. It was like my body was shutting my birth down almost. But the baby was still trying to come out. It was honestly like horrible. And I had the same experience with my first daughter. And so I was like, you know what, for this birth, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to force myself to leave my place of comfort. I'm not going to force myself to leave my place of tranquility where I'm most at peace. And I will tell you, it was the best decision I've ever made as far as birthing goes, because my contractions were not near as bad when I was in my own safe place as they were when I was at the hospital or was getting in the car to go to the hospital. And so, I just didn't want the bright lights. I didn't want the people in and out. I didn't want paper shoved in my face. I didn't want an epidural. I didn't want the pressures of it. I didn't want people telling me how to sit, how to stand, how to birth at all. I wanted to birth by my own natural instincts. I wanted to listen to my body, and I wanted to trust it. And that's ultimately what I chose to do. Reason number 3, I wanted to normalize this in my family and in my home and for my children. When I decided to give birth at home, unassisted at that, which means there were no medical, doctors, OB midwives, whatever around. It was my husband delivered my baby, so, and my support person did not get there in time to help with that at all. But when I was making this decision to home birth, I remember saying I wasn't telling anybody. I wasn't telling my grandma. I wasn't telling my mother. I wasn't telling anybody because I didn't want them projecting their fears, their insecurities, their doubts onto me. Because in the Black community, saying that you're going to give birth at home is like saying witchcraft, literally. And I was kind of like, you know what? I want my daughter to know that this is okay. I want her to know that she can birth on her own terms, and there's nothing wrong with that. I wanted her to know that I was going to support her because I had done it myself, right? And that's exactly what I did. I was the first woman in almost 4 generations to birth in this manner. So there you go. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and have a great day.